It's been somewhat of a debate for the past 3 or 4 seasons, probably the last 2 or 3. For the past 2.5 years, 3. I'm sorry, I can't keep a straight face. I would say since 2018, it's been a debate that a lot of people have thought about in terms of who's the best tight end in the NFL when comparing Travis Kelce to George Kittle. Now, a couple years ago, 2018, we made some facts as to why we believe that Travis Kelce was just a smidge behind George Kittle, but now I think we're having to take a different look at this, and because at the end of the day, I mean, Travis Kelce he's got a Super Bowl. He's got a Super Bowl. But as we take a deeper dive into these two players, we have to seriously look at both of them and be honest. We really have to look at both of their careers so far. We have to look at the kind of players they are because they are both special talents and they have very special roles on their teams. But before we get into kind of taking a deeper dive into these two players, make sure you guys like and subscribe down below. Leave a like and a comment. It helps people find the show. We greatly appreciate all the support that we've gotten and continue to get from you guys. You guys are all truthfully awesome. Now, when it comes down to comparing these two talents, there's a couple things I feel like you have to keep in mind because as it pertains to having the title of being the best tight end in the NFL, I think it's a big title to try and keep. Now, Travis Kelce in 2018 and George Kittle in 2018, we're going to compare them statistically here pretty quick. Now, back then, I think that was really George Kittle's breakout year. Had 88 catches for 1,377 yards and 5 touchdowns. Also, on the flip side of that, now Travis Kelce, I believe he had beaten Travis Kelce's receiving record for a tight end at the time, even though Travis Kelce broke it this last year, but it's whatever. Travis Kelce, that same year, had a total of 103 catches for 1,300 yards and 10 touchdowns. Now, this is hard because this is tough when we consider the fact that Travis Kelce finds the end zone way more, and it's not even a debate. He finds the end zone way more than George Kittle. And we understand that. We totally get that. But there's a couple of different things we need to look at here. The 49ers have a way better running game. They're going to run the football way better and way more than the Chiefs ever will. That's just how it goes. No matter how good Clyde Edwards-Helaire is or anybody, it doesn't matter. The Chiefs are just going to sling the football around. That's just what we've got to consider. So when you consider the amount of targets that Travis Kelce got in 2020, 139, as opposed to George Kittle's, and we have to be honest here, even though George Kittle was out for half the season this year, he still got a fair amount of talents at 63. So you do that over 16 games, that's what? I was never good at math. That's what, 126 targets? Okay, so you're talking about 126 targets. You're talking about a guy that 48 times 2, 100, so what? 96 catches for over 1,200 yards and 4 touchdowns. They're pretty comparable in most categories except touchdowns. I think we can kind of, we can be completely honest about that. But Travis Kelce is clearly going to get more attempts or more passes thrown to him because of the fact that he's kind of, him and Tyreek Hill are it. But the 49ers have some running backs. They've got a good running game, a head coach that is revolutionary, and they've got a team that is dangerous. Man, wouldn't it be it would be kind of cool to see a 49ers and Chiefs rematch, but it is what it is. However, I think when you consider these two tight ends, you talk about Travis Kelce, who had a 93.5 PFF grade last year. You talk about George Kittle, who, again, I understand is in his own right not going to get the football, but when we're just looking at grades, we have to be able to look at everything here. So then Travis Kelce had nearly an 85 PFF grade in only 8 appearances last year. So and also playing injured, by the way. With what I'm seeing, George Kittle and Travis Kelce, this is a close debate. I don't think we can debate that. We can't debate that debate. But these two tight ends are transcendent talents, and they are difference makers on their respective teams. Now, what it comes down to for me is if one was to miss a significant amount of time, how would that impact the total encapsulation of their team? Probably not a word again, but again, we like making new words up on this show. I don't think the 49ers would have that much of a chance. They would run the football. Yes, they'd try to get the ball to Brandon Ayuk or Deebo Samuel, but their offense would take a huge step backwards. The Chiefs, I mean, they got Tyreek Hill. They've got a plethora of other talent that they can get the ball to. So, I mean, if it's me, I think that it's easily, in that regard, who means more to their team, it's definitely George Kittle. But Travis Kelce is still vitally important to what they try to do. We talked about on other episodes. We've always talked about Michael Hardman, Tyreek Hill, Byron Pringle, who actually, interesting enough, a lot of people have actually told me that they would prefer Byron Pringle over McCall Hardman, which is kind of weird to me. I felt like McCall Hardman was a pretty good talent, but when it comes down to it, and comparing these two, I think we have to give health. And as one of my favorite shows also says, one of the best abilities in the NFL is availability. So I think we got to give, this time around, we got to give the slight edge to Travis Kelce because of staying healthy is a big part of the game. Even though when George Kittle's not on the football field for the 49ers, it's a tough go-around. It really is. And he means a greater amount to the 49ers than Travis Kelce does to the Chiefs. In that way, I do believe. Even though Travis Kelce is the man. We cannot debate that. I think Travis Kelce is an amazing talent, but we have to look at Patrick Mahomes is still able to get the ball to other players that can still have big impacts as well. So let me know what you guys think about the debate here, the comparison of Travis Kelce versus George Kittle. I think it's a great debate, and I think it's a lively one. I think it's a lot of fun because you got two of the greatest tight ends already in the NFL, at least two of the best tight ends in the NFL at this current moment in time, going at it year after year. I think it's a lot of fun. I love to see it. Would be interesting to see, though, how George Kittle would do with Patrick Mahomes, but I'm not going to get into that. Make sure you guys let us know what you guys think. And once again, make sure you guys like and subscribe down below. Leave a like and a comment. Helps people find the show. We greatly appreciate all the support that we've gotten and continue to get. You guys are all truthfully awesome. We love all of you. If you would like to give us a follow on social media platforms, down in the description down below, you will find all of those links. So make sure you guys do that, as well as if you have anything you'd like us to cover, make sure you submit those to thesportsbp@yahoo.com. Just send us that email right there. We'll get to covering it. Also, give us a sub and a follow there on iTunes as well. That's where you can find a lot of our longer episodes, so you can just listen to them. And with that, once again, just let us know what you guys think about the Travis Kelce and George Kittle debate.